The scientific study of the human brain has created a new understanding of early childhood. When a child is born, the brain is not yet fully developed. In fact, over 80% of the brain's development takes place outside the womb in the first years of life. For example, by a child's first birthday, the brain will have tripled in size compared to birth. In the past, we believed that intelligence and personality traits would automatically mature over time as a result of our genes. Today, we have evidence that they rather develop from impressions and experiences we gain from the environment, and that in the absence of positive and stimulating interactions with loving caregivers early in life, a child's brain cannot reach its full potential. At birth, a baby is unconscious, yet highly intelligent and perceptive. In a loving, responsive, and interesting environment, the baby's nervous system is naturally stimulated. In a sense, brain cells behave just like living plants. Under favorable conditions, they flourish, expand, and branch out. The richer a baby's world of experience with language, movement, music, touch, taste, or nature, the thicker will be the forest of connecting neurons in his brain. Researchers describe the baby as an external fetus because the human mind fully develops outside the womb in the first 3 years of life. At birth, the baby brings to the world a powerful mind potential, which can only be actualized through stimulating and loving experiences in the world. This external fetus needs our protection for the development of the mind. The young child is like a little genius, constantly absorbing and connecting information about the world with tremendous speed, plasticity, internal logic, and amazing detail awareness. The child's mind unfolds by use of his 5 senses. Whatever the child will see, hear, feel, touch, taste, or smell will shape and become part of his identity. In this way, a child's brain develops a fundamental network, much like a roadmap in the brain. Scientists call this arising network a mental hardware or hardwiring. This fundamental brain wiring becomes the foundation for our later social, emotional, and mental abilities. Scientists tell us that if a child experiences a lack of positive and stimulating interactions during the first years, this will lower his or her IQ scores and learning abilities later in life. Please join us for the next segment of this presentation to share some inspiring ideas how you can enrich your baby's emotional, physical, and mental development in the first years of life. Welcome back to Tender Genius. Today we look at interesting ways to enrich a baby's environment while his neurological development is most active and receptive to stimulation. Never again in our lives will learning be so natural, so easy, and effortless as in early childhood. Love and touch are very important for your baby's brain development and well-being. Therefore, lovingly speak, touch, look at, and joyfully interact with your baby every day. When your baby is awake and happy, put her on a safe and warm floor to allow her to move freely. Place an interesting toy within her reach and lovingly encourage your baby to move on her own. This will strengthen her muscles and quickly increase her mobility and intelligence. Playpens, high chairs, and car seats keep the baby safe when needed, but they restrict movement and exploration, and therefore inhibit development if used too often. We recommend playing segments of classical music pieces to babies for 3 to 5 minutes every day. In this way, children will naturally absorb musical talent from infancy. Repeating the same music piece daily for 1 week allows your child to become deeply familiar with it. Moving joyfully with your child is not only fun, it helps his brain develop. You want to create an environment where movement is encouraged, interesting, and safe, indoors as well as outdoors. Movement can of course also be combined with music. As you hold your infant or toddler, you can swing, rock, twirl, bounce, lift, sway, or turn together. This will be very soothing and comforting for a young child who cannot yet move on his own. The use of harmonious music will be calming as well as stimulating to the nervous system of your child. Your baby's interest in the world can be wonderfully nurtured through flashcards. Introduce words that have meaning to your child, like family members, favorite foods, toys, or pets. Show and read the words in sets of 10, once or twice a day, taking about 1 second per card. You can add a new word every day as you remove an older one. Babies love this activity, and it takes no more than a few seconds to do. After every session, give your baby hugs and kisses. Daily reading to your child from birth is a simple but powerful way to instill a passion for learning. Naturally, we read children's books and rhymes. But did you know that your infant is also very receptive to literature? As you read to her beautiful prose and poetry from your favorite classics for a short time every day, you allow her to actively absorb many aspects of language, such as grammar, syntax, intonation, inflection, and a rich vocabulary. Please join us for part 3 of this presentation to find out more ways how you can increase your child's confidence in learning. Today we will speak about a child's fundamental need for loving and secure attachments with adults. From the brain's perspective, before a child can become interested in learning, he or she must feel happy and secure. Therefore, the relationship to the parent or other caregivers is all important, because that is where the child's interest in the world and his developing self-confidence come from. Tell your children often how much you love them and how you enjoy being with them. Focus on the vast and unseen potential in your children, rather than on the errors or mistakes they will make at times. Be relaxed around your children and connect to them heart to heart. Pressuring or testing your child will quickly extinguish his natural quest for learning and his trust in himself. In reality, we can never force a child to learn. We can inspire and nurture the seed of his understanding, and then keep it alive by our encouragement and helpful support. Young children need a natural environment to be able to learn. Scientists found that TVs, computers, and all electronic screen media actually inhibit brain development if used under the age of 3. In a large study with over 1,000 babies, those children who regularly watched TV had a significant delay in their language development compared to babies who did not watch TV. If you use electronics at all, make sure you are always near and provide personal communication at the same time. Nature provides a perfect classroom to children with her fragrances, lights, rustling waters, beautiful sights, and fruits or herbs to taste and smell. In nature, all of the 5 senses are activated: visual, auditory, tactile, and even olfactory and gustatory. Staying indoors too much can produce nervousness and hyperactivity. Therefore, take your child outside as often as possible. Every child carries within him or her great and wonderful possibilities. Today we know that parents are the most important teachers to protect and stimulate the developing mind. Knowing the powerful creativity at work in our children from birth, let us awaken to a new level of confidence in them as we nurture their social, emotional, and mental happiness. Thanks for watching Tender Genius.